3 days, because it fluctuates around here.
Yeah.
So we just have to make sure that, we stay prepared for whatever weather it is. Make sure that you got at least a half a tank of gas in your car. When you leave in the morning, because at night, say when it's 9 degrees, say at night, when you wake up, your windows are frosted, especially if you park outside. So you have to make sure that you have, the vision when you go down the road, you can see through the front, through your windows, and through the back. So this way, you know what traffic is doing. I was watching a video, change the subject, but I was watching a video the other day, and I learned that if your floors are cold, say you get up in the middle of the night or whatever when temperature drops similar to this here, if your floors are cold all the time, it's because, frost has gotten up underneath the house, which makes your floor cold. And they suggest that you dig say a 8-inch trench around your house to block the cold from the frost from going under the house. So if you've got cold floors, maybe something that you can do to stop that by just digging a trench around the house. That way, you put what they call a frost break, in order to keep your floors nice and warm. So I thought that was pretty interesting because there's a lot of people live in different style houses, and it may work for you. So I thought that would be kind of interesting. So if you've got cold floors, there's something that you can do about it. So
here it is, Gardening with James, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yes, sir.
Right here in the Joe Show at this time. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. Top Hour News is coming your way. Dusty has the Kentucky Music Preview at 9:10. And Yeager joins us to the Funeral Home at 9:35 this morning.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 9 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump is preparing to head to Europe later today as he marks 1 year since taking office for the second time. He's set to attend this week's World Economic Forum in Davos. Trump will be arriving against the backdrop of increasing tensions over the control of Greenland. The president is threatening tariffs on European allies that oppose his plans, and the EU is considering retaliatory tariffs. President Trump is threatening to impose a 200% tariff on wine from France. Correspondent Ross Cullen.
Trump said the new tariffs could be applied after France's decision to decline an invitation to join Trump's Board of Peace initiative aimed at resolving global conflicts. A source close to the French leader said on Tuesday that, quote, tariff threats to influence our foreign policy are unacceptable and ineffective.
French President Macron is appearing at the World Economic Forum today, 1 day before Trump is scheduled to address the summit in Davos. Before the opening bell, Dow futures have tumbled nearly 700 points after the president's new tariff threats. The national championship is heading to Bloomington, Indiana, home of the Hoosiers, for the first time ever. IU took down the Hurricanes 27-21 in Monday's college football playoff title game from Miami. Quarterback Fernando Mendoza says they had full confidence in each other.
Whether it's preseason, no one thinks we can make it. Whether it's figuring it out in situations like Oregon, Penn State, and Iowa, we've always figured it out. And whenever Coach Signetti, Coach Shanahan, they called that play, we knew, hey, we're going to better ourselves one more time.
The top-ranked Hoosiers finished a perfect 16-0 on the season. Number 10 Miami ended the year 13-3. And an Indiana judge and his wife are recovering after being shot in their home on Sunday afternoon. It reportedly happened when Superior Court Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife Kimberly went to answer the door after someone knocked and said they had the couple's dog. The shooter is still on the loose. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention, and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call us for free information at 1-800-577-2648. That's 1-800-577-2648. Again, 1-800-577-2648.
The massive nurses' strike in New York City has now reached day 9. Some 15,000 nurses remain off the job and on the picket lines as they continue to call for better pay, better benefits, and safer working conditions. Mayor Zoran Mamdani and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders are joining the striking nurses to show their support. The Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority is conducting its annual homeless count this week. More from Tammy Trujillo.
The Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count will take place between tonight and Thursday night. LASA is announcing several changes for this year, including digital mapping improvements, expanded technical support, and streamlined training to make the counting process more efficient. This is the 4th straight year of app-based data collection. Last year, for the first time, 100% of data was captured digitally. LASA has faced some criticism about the accuracy of its official homeless counts. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
A new report shows the average net worth for Americans by age group. The report from financial services firm Empower says the average 50-year-old is worth more than $1.4 million. If the average number seems inflated, that's because it is. Empower says the average number is brought up by the super wealthy when the median net worth for a 50-year-old is closer to $190,000. Peso Paloma is going back out on the road. The Grammy-nominated singer has announced his Denacio with Peso Paloma and Friends tour. He'll kick off the tour in Seattle in March and will end the tour in Chicago in May. Tickets go on sale to the general public on January 21st. And a boiler explosion at the studio of a video game developer, Rockstar North, seems unlikely to cause any additional delays for Grand Theft Auto 6. The explosion was reported Monday at the studio in Edinburgh, Scotland. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
There's actually a group of leftists now. They're organizing all over these left-wing cities and states. They're being financed. We don't know from who in every case, but they are, they're creating manuals, an anti-ICE hotline. They're trying to tip off illegals and take away the element of surprise, putting ICE agents in jeopardy. You have lefty TikTokers, according to the New York Post today, orchestrating groups of women to try to bait ICE agents, on these dating websites, I guess Tinder, I don't know, Hinge, all these dating websites, and then try to entice them or flirt with them, and hopefully they all send naked pictures to each other. I mean, just as a way of entrapping them.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Listen, if you're still suffering from the Biden-Harris economic hangover and you need to save money, one way you can do it without sacrificing service, you can do it right now, and that is cutting your cell phone bill in half. Make the switch to my cell phone provider, a veteran-owned company, Pure Talk, for just $20 a month. They will give you unlimited talk and text, 3 gigs of high-speed data on Pure Talk, super fast, nationwide 5G network, the same exact service, and you save a fortune. The average family saves over $1,000 a year. A veteran-led company that shares your values. They believe in giving back to those that serve our great country. And by the way, if you're active military, former military, first responder, you get an additional 20% off every single month. Make the switch. It's simple, fast, easy. Dial pound 250. Say the keyword SAVE NOW from our friends at Pure Talk. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
New Jeeps cost less at Bob Allen Motor Mall. During the Start Something New sales event, lease a new 26 Jeep Wrangler Willys for only $247 per month for 39 months. $54.61 plus first payment, taxes, and fees. Due at signing, 7,500 lease miles per year. Stock C 26,133. Must have lease loyalty. Bob Allen Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online anytime at BobAllenMotorMall.com.
Fraud is on the rise, and scam artists use fear in their favor. Hi, I'm Adam Hopkins, security officer at Farmers National Bank. Messages saying you urgently need to do something, like share your private information, is a sign that it's a scam. Stay alert and be secure.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Mercer County Fire has named their new fire chief. David Goodlett was named the new fire chief of Mercer County. He'll assume the office formerly vacated by Chief Glenn Phillips before his passing. Goodlett himself was the district chief at Station 4 in Salviza and a member of the fire board at Mercer County Fire Protection District. Voting continues in Parade Magazine's America's Favorite Small Towns contest. Voting continues through January 21st, and those communities with the most votes this round will advance to the final round. The contest celebrates small towns that show charm, community spirit, and quality of life. Community leaders say that a win in the contest would bring national recognition for Danville. You can vote for Danville once per day, per person through tomorrow at americasfavoritesmalltowns.parade.com. A status hearing is expected today in the case against Shannon Gilday. Gilday is accused of breaking into Representative Wesley Morgan's home and shooting and killing his daughter. Gilday's team has argued that the high-profile case and media coverage has prejudiced the local jury pool and that he can't receive a fair trial in Madison County. They're asking for a change of venue. The hearing is set for 1:30 this afternoon at the Madison County Courthouse. Staying in Madison County, Kentucky State Police say they're investigating after an inmate being released from Madison County Jail died. It happened on January 2nd when Madison County Jailer Larry Brock said Dion Watts was released from jail. When he was exiting the Sally Port, he encountered Richmond police officers. Brock said Watts appeared to be in a state of paranoia and suggested that he believed the officers were going to harm him. He then re-entered the Sally Port and physically secured the exit door, which prevented anyone from getting in or out. Staff tried to de-escalate the situation, but Watts didn't comply, causing officers to use force. Watts later died, and an internal review is underway. The NAACP Richmond branch says that Watts was, quote, severely beaten, but Brock says there was, quote, no evidence to suggest that Mr. Watts was beaten or subjected to any form of abuse. Meanwhile, Richmond police say they're waiting for the investigation to be completed. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right, little Rayleigh Joe, thanks for that. Brought to you by our friends over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics over at Dad's Danville Auto Body Shop. That's 315-DILLA-HAY. Get a free estimate. And they work with your insurance company, fixing water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, paintless tint repair. Danville Auto Body Shop. All right, you get sunshine. A high today, 29. Low tonight, 20. It'll be sunny. It won't feel sunny. -2 wind chills today. Tomorrow, you get cloudy skies, 43 and 30. Thursday, sunny and 42. Friday, mostly cloudy and 30. Right now, it's 9:10 in the morning. It is 10 degrees. And Dusty joins us for the Kentucky Music Preview.
Joe, I don't know if you know this, but it is cold outside.
Yeah.
It is. It wakes you up. I might, our next break, I might just go out and turn on the car and let it warm up for me.
Yeah.
Before I have to go to Paris, Kentucky today.
Oh, Bourbon County.
Yeah, Bourbon County. Yeah, which I don't think there's any bourbon located in Bourbon County.
Is it dry?
Well, I think it was one of the driest. Like, if you look at all the 120 counties, I think it was like one of the driest until, it was just like
they're parched.
Yeah, now everywhere is kind of wet, which is, I mean, that's fine. But no, I think that's just kind of funny. You have a Bourbon County, but I don't think any bourbon is made there.
Yeah.
And so you get people who visit
Phonies.
and they're like, how much bourbon is in Bourbon County? We're like, nothing.
It's a bunch of phonies.
Nothing. That's when it's also the same where you have like, what is it? London, Kentucky is not in London County or whatever. Like, or,
well, there's no London County.
Well, but you know what I'm saying? Like, there's
it's not in London County.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, we have a bunch of towns.
There are. So there's Franklin County, though the city of Franklin is in Simpson County.
Correct.
There's Cumberland, Kentucky, which is not in Cumberland County. Yeah, we got that going on.
We got that
just
going
to make
on.
people confused.
Exactly. Then we got Versailles.
Yeah.
And all that, so that's good. But no, I'll be heading there today. I'm trying to think. I always get Paris and Georgetown confused.
I don't know if I've ever been to Paris before. I've been to Georgetown. I don't know if I've ever been to Paris, though. So I can't help you in distinctions there. Paris does have a little Eiffel Tower. out in front of one of the businesses there.
Does it really?
I think so.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've seen
I think
that.
it's like that. They like newly added that over the last couple of years.
Okay. Well, and then you newly added to your sound system this past Sunday. How'd that go? Did you notice the difference?
Well, I had my in-ear monitors in, so I couldn't really tell the difference of like. So we apparently at our church had subwoofers that were not hooked up for years. And Dusty was at our church and was fixing some other things that had happened, and he's like, "Wait a minute, what are these? These are subwoofers. Why are they not being used?" So we plugged in the subwoofers, and I think everything went well. Again, like what I'm hearing.
You saying woofers?
Subwoofers.
Subwoofers or woofers?
How are they spelled? How would you spell it?
Woofers? Woofers?
Subwoofers. Yeah, but that's how you spell. When you say a dog barks, woof, WOOF.
Woof? Woofers?
How do you say it?
Subwoofers.
Woofers.
Well, and then but they're labeled. What's the funny thing is on your alls, which some
subwoofers.
Subwoofers. But on yours is they're called low frequency extenders.
I don't know what that means.
It's the lower frequencies that extend it out because you're
okay. So those are subwoofers. They just changed the name. They made it sound more formal.
Yes, exactly. It's like because you have what is it the real name of the drug and then what everybody calls it, right? Yeah, I think it's that where it's like everybody calls it subwoofers, but they're like
low frequency extenders.
Low frequency extenders. I put some low frequency extenders in my car the other day.
Like what I'm talking into is a what would you call this? A
microphone?
A voice a voice extending apparatus.
A voice amplification device.
But we call it a microphone.
We call it a mic, yeah.
Like, what am I talking to? A microphone? Joe, you doing all right? Subwoofers, and you don't know the name of a microphone?
So what had happened is that you guys had your sanctuary painted, and then the painters had pulled some units out just to get behind them to paint, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, it happens. Mm-hmm. But whenever they did that, so you have relays in your system. So you have one switch that then triggers these relays in a sequence.
Is that normal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you want a sequence in your system. Like if you are at a venue or your house of worship, wherever you're at, and then whenever you cut off the sound system, it goes boom, right? That means you've cut it off the wrong way. Like that's not good for the system. It's not good for your speakers. But it, most people that's just what they have, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Especially if you are working in a budget, usually the sequencing is like the first thing that gets cut.
Okay.
Because you just have to remember to turn your sub or your amplifiers on last, off first.
It's like charging a car battery.
Yeah.
You got to plug this first, you got to hook this second, and then you do it backward when you unhook it.
When you unhook it, exactly. Yeah. And so, but you guys have a sequence, which is nice. That means you hit one switch and everything comes on and off in the correct order. But what happens is that if those wires get pulled out of the relays or out of the sequence, then stuff doesn't get kicked on. Now, your low frequency extenders, they were just kind of slightly unplugged, and I think that's how they've been for a long time.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. You could have told me, do you have subwoofers in the sanctuary? Well, I would have said, I don't know.
Well, the other thing is that they're built underneath the stage.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. And they're also then hidden behind your communion table. And so not only are they nicely hidden, which is awesome. Like I personally like that, like where you don't have that look, but it's just like you could feel the frequency coming out of it. But then you put your communion table in front of it. And so now even the nice covers that you have on the front of it are kind of camouflaged by the communion table.
Yeah.
And so
we're smart.
If they're not on and then you don't see them, you don't know you have them.
Yeah.
And so whenever I booted up the system for the first time, just to, for the first time I was testing it out, I wasn't getting anything out of your mains, but I was like, where's that low end coming from? And like your music minister was the same way. He was like, what did you do? What's happening? And I was like, I just plugged stuff in, man. And so then lo and behold, you have subwoofers, and I got them thumping too.
Yeah, they were. They were. I mean, I went there Friday just to make sure that the drum set was set up the way that I liked it. And so I was hitting the third tom, the floor tom.
Yeah,
and
the
it was
lower
going,
tom.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It sounded like a sci-fi, like a Star Wars noise, like a tractor beam was powering down.
It was reverberating throughout the whole
Nathan
thing.
actually called you when I was there, and you didn't answer. I said, I think he's in Prestonsburg today. Remember you saying you were going to Prestonsburg?
I was training in Prestonsburg.
And so, but I think you walked him through it, and I think he's going to gradually turn them up a little bit every Sunday or something like that.
Oh, the subwoofers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think with the lower tom, the lower tom is in that weird frequency range where it has it's called a crossover. So if you imagine your frequencies, like a crossover is a point where you send the lower frequencies to your low frequency extenders and then your higher frequencies to your mains or your house.
Okay.
Right? It crosses over, right? And so that floor tom is in a weird spot. And so usually it's like there's some that comes in to one of them and some comes into the other. So you get that weird kind of effect. And so you just have to kind of EQ that.
Let me ask you this. They have speakers specifically for low ends. Subwoofers. Do they have speakers specifically for high ends?
Yep.
And like how many different speakers, like would that be like the ultimate setup? You've got like so many different speakers for all the different ends of frequency? Or is that too complicated?
No. So usually in a cabinet, like a normal speaker, like the speakers that you're staring at right now in your studio, right? And a normal speaker that you see is usually made up of two parts. You have the woofer, which is it handles the like low to mids, and then you have the tweeter, and usually sits on top. And that's the smaller part.
Okay,
and
I'm
that
looking
handles,
at it right now.
Yeah, exactly. That handles your higher frequencies. That's the clarity, the S's and the T's. So whenever, if you go to a place and it sounds all buddy like this, right? Usually what that indicates to me is that you've blown your high end out.
Okay.
So you can blow those individual parts. Right.
And that's when Dusty has to give you a quote for new speakers.
Exactly. Or to repair or replace your existing your existing speakers, right? And so whenever you blow that, you still get sound out of the speaker. Like, so you still hear something. You just don't hear it clearly.
You don't hear the high ends.
Right. And generally that is most common in gymnasiums because you get an exciting basketball game. The guy's like, "Brr!"
Yeah, 3-point basketball.
And then all of a sudden it just like, you're like, well, that's weird. And then now you still hear the like goom, 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 goom of the music, but you don't hear like out of it, right?
Yeah, okay.
But so to your point, those larger systems have what's called a biamp, which means that you can flip the switch and power each of those things individually.
Oh.
And so now you get what you're talking about, where you can send more power to the high end, more power to the mids, or more power to the lows. And then usually in an array system, so the newer speakers, the line arrays, are made up of 3 different sections, and that's high, mid, low. And then so that array system, you get to decide how much you want to send to each of those parts in each of those arrays. And so, but they do make speakers that are, like for instance, Martin makes one, and we put it in like a Catholic church because generally they don't have like a lot of low end to their music. Like it just, you don't walk into a Catholic church and see a bunch of drums and like a bass player, right?
No.
And so generally it's just vocals only. They make an array, Martin Audio does, called an O-line. And the speaker is about the size of those that you see here.
Okay,
right?
tiny little ones.
Yeah, tiny little ones. So but they're vocal only because they don't have a part that can vibrate to those lower ends. But it sounds super clear.
Sounds cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that I could, or not even just me, but just anyone specifically, could talk deep enough to where if a speaker's high ends were blown, you could still clearly hear it through the low ends because their voice is so deep?
Well, so yeah, you would still hear something. It's just not going to be clear.
Okay, so there's no way to speak deeply that it's just clear as a whistle through the low ends.
Especially if the highs are blown. Like,
what if I go real deep?
If you go real deep
what
like
if
that.
I go real deep?
See, that's fine, but you still hear the right? And that is the clarity.
That would be muffled.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would be real
You sound like a droid from Star Wars.
Right, exactly. But that's how it works. And so, but what I really like though is that you guys are switching to in-ears. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like in-ears are a game changer.
It is. It was like to be able to hear yourself and everything and control your own mix. And if you want it louder, you can turn it up or lower, turn it down. And let me tell you how crazy in-ear monitors are, how good they work, Dusty. During rehearsal Sunday morning, I'm drumming. Both of my in-ears fall off while I'm drumming. and I can hardly hear a thing through the house.
Yeah.
Because the house is all coming,
Yep.
straight towards the audience.
Exactly.
I'm on stage behind the main speakers.
Yep.
And so I'm drumming, and I know that I'm hitting it on beat because I can faintly hear, but like it was almost like I couldn't hear a thing on stage without my in-ears in, which is the way it's supposed to sound, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So one of the issues that a lot of churches have, or houses of worship, is that their stage volume is what we call it. So the amount of wedges or monitors or speakers that you have on stage, you either have like 2, 3, or 4. Now that volume is so high, aimed towards your musicians, that you have to push your mains, the ones going out to your house, you have to push the sound over it to get any clarity. And so now everybody's complaining it's too loud.
It's too loud.
Right. And that's because you have to drive that system over what's going on the stage. So whenever you do in-ear monitors, all those wedges disappear. All that stage volume basically drops down to almost nothing.
Yes.
And
I can attest to that.
Yeah. And then now your mains or your your main speakers to the audience don't have to work as hard. And you don't have to fight all the other frequencies bouncing around.
So it didn't have to be as loud.
Exactly.
And it just sounds better.
It just sounds better. And so in-ear monitors are key. Most of the time, it's the backup singers that give a lot of pushback to them, because if you are kind of off pitch or off time, you can hide in a wedge, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm harmonizing with somebody and I'm kind of off, I could just kind of lower my voice and be buried within that wedge. If you're in somebody's ear,
they can hear it.
They can hear it.
It did almost make me more nervous because I'm like, now everyone can hear me in their ears on stage, and if I mess up, they're all going to know.
But the other advantage is now, especially if you have enough mix outs, which you guys do, is that you get to decide what goes in your ear. And
Yeah, so you can mix your own. What I hear, if I want to hear more of the bass and less of the guitar, I can do that and not affect everybody else.
And so usually if I go to a keys player, it's just keys and vocal.
They don't care about anything.
Yeah, they just want to hear themselves, man. They're just playing around. Drummers usually have the bass. Drummers like to hear is vastly different from everybody else.
Yeah.
And then your lead person is they'll probably have your kick and snare, but you guys just have drums. You guys don't have it individualized. But but then you have the different vocals going on. And then sometimes you have that one person which takes that, I forget which verse it is, but it's make a joyful noise, right? And you're happy. They're on stage. They're doing their thing. They're having a good time. It's no problem. But you go to everybody's ears and they're all just turned down.
We don't want to. They can sing as loud as they want.
They
We don't
can
have
sing
to hear
as loud
them.
as they want, but you don't have to put them directly in your ear. But I mean, that's just and those in-ear monitors have come way down in cost, and so now you have bands that travel around that's what Vinyl Richie does. They travel around with their own in-ear rig. They roll in and they just give a split to the house, and then their ears are automatically where they want them wherever they go.
Yeah. So with all that said, cheers to Pro Sound and Lights.
Well, thank you.
What do we got going on now in music, Dustin?
Music. We have Joshua Redman is coming to the Singletary Center for the Arts, or as we like to call it, Stinkletary.
Okay.
Stinkletary. But Singletary Center for the Arts, it's a great venue. We just call it that because we're fond of it. And then you got Come As You Aren't, a Nirvana tribute, which is
Come As You Are. It's the Nirvana song now.
Yep.
Come As You Aren't.
Come As You Are. But that's that Nirvana tribute is performed by Bedford, and that is going to be this Saturday at the Burl, if you want to go check them out.
Okay.
Headless Jehovah Tour. Sure.
Interesting name from it.
Well, it's definitely a metal band. I could tell by the font. I haven't listened to
It's
it
got
at
that
all.
bloody font or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Yep. And they're going to be at Green Lantern, so I imagine that's going to be a scene. If you want to go check that out, by all means. As long as it's not hurting anybody. Coming to the Boyle County Performing Arts Center here in Boyle County is the 615 Collective out of Nashville.
Yeah.
I don't know, how many people are in it? Is it 6? Is
I think
it
it's
1?
3.
Is it 5?
I think it's 3.
I think it's 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Maybe
do you add some and then subtract the other? That's just a weird name. I don't get it.
I assume 615 is the area code. What do you think?
Oh, is that the Nashville area code?
Okay, let me see first of all. 615 Collective.
Okay.
They've got 4 people.
Oh, okay.
Let me look up 615 area code. I can tell you that. It is. It's Nashville.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense. So now I guess they could just pick up Nashville artists and then just mix them in because they're just Okay. It's a collective of Nashville.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, now I get it. Thanks. What? It's early, Ann. She's dying over there.
Yeah. Well, we don't know Nashville's area code. We
Yeah,
hardly know our own area code.
Yeah. Aren't we getting a new one, too? Isn't Louisville getting a new one?
Probably so.
I think it's like 512 or something like that. Is it
512?
Am I making that up? I think I
heard that they were getting it.
They're getting a new one?
They're getting, yeah.
Like a different one, another one, or like to go along with what they
to
already
go
have?
along with it.
Okay.
Additional. Yeah, because there's more phone numbers than there are people.
Okay. Well, good for Louisville, I guess. And more phone
Well, I mean,
numbers. If there's more phone numbers than people, why do they need another area? Why do they need more area codes? They still got more numbers that haven't been claimed.
Well, that's what I'm
Right?
saying. But it's like we just need to generate more. Like we can't generate enough.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats to Louisville. New area code coming soon.
Ink and Scars, which I'm assuming is a band, because it's on Bands in Town, is in Lawrenceburg. You can go check
Sounds
them
like a
out.
tattoo parlor.
Yeah, Inks and Scars does, but they're going to be at Lawrenceburg United Methodist, which we did their system. So they're going to get a nice, well, if it's in the gym, then that's not us, but if it's in the
Sanctuary, it is, yeah. So depending on where it is, don't judge Pro Sound and Lights. Or
Yeah.
judge them if it is in the sanctuary.
Okay, we always argue about this at work. We don't run those. Like that's the thing. Like we installed it. Yeah.
So don't judge them. Never mind. I take back what I said.
like we install it and we know how to work it and it sounds great, but we have to turn it over to volunteers. And generally, sound is very subjective, and so we like just be aware of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Trash Bill will also be at Green Lantern this Sunday. If you want to go check out Trash Bill, I guess he got off Capitol Hill and then came down here.
Okay.
He was waiting. It's a School of Rock.
It's School of Rock. I'm
She
just
got
a
it.
bill.
She got it.
I'm only a bill.
And then let's see. We have who we are previewing today, which is Jackson and the Janks. They are going to be playing. Where are they going to be at? I just had it. Oh, come on. Why would that be on the events? Here we go. They're going to be playing at the Whirling Tiger on the 26th, if you want to check them out in Louisville.
A New York-based rock and roll and rhythm and blues garage gospel band.
Yes.
What they call themselves. Voodoo Workin's the name of the song. Jackson and the Janks of the Whirling Tiger.
Whirling.
Well, I fell in love with your heart and soul. Head still aching and my body still sore. Sugar tastes sour, my salt tastes sweet. I would've laid down, but I just can't sleep from your voodoo working. From your voodoo working. Round and round the same old thing. Heartache, trouble, and misery. Voodoo working. From your voodoo working. From your voodoo working. Voodoo working, and I can't get enough.
There it is, Jackson and the Janks and Voodoo Workin'. In the Kentucky Music Preview Spotlight, Whirling Tiger, when are they going to be there, Dusty?
The 26th. Is that this week? Yeah, that's this week.
No, it's not.
The 26th?
It's next Monday.
Yeah, they're going to be there next Monday. Well, you got plenty of time.
Which I guess if you're counting the week from Tuesday through next Monday, then
sure.
it is this week.
That's what I'm doing, Joe.
It's 6 days away, not 7. 7's in a week.
That's right. But they're go check them out. That Voodoo Working. I feel like it's like whenever you're like, it's in the morning and you say goodbye to your wife, and then she gives you kind of that look, or maybe it's like that weird tension in a kiss, and it's like she gets that voodoo working on you, and then you think about it all day.
Like, what have I done wrong?
No, not what have you done wrong, but just like maybe what's coming up, and then it's just like then that's what you think about the rest of the day. She got that voodoo working on you. Because you can't concentrate on anything else. You can't do anything about it. And you're just like, hey, baby, what's up? Right?
And that's what you think about when you hear this song by Jackson and the Janks.
That's
a long thought process.
Yeah. Listen, I have them in the morning. It's an issue.
Yeah. Dusty, appreciate you being on.
No problem, Joe.
It's 9:32 in the morning, and Ann Yeager's to the funeral home. Coming up next on The Joe Show on a Tuesday with Steve.
Well, slow down, baby, you going too fast. Your love is voodoo, and I just can't last. Cried the night before. I would've laid down, but but my body's still sore from your voodoo hurricane. From your voodoo hurricane. From your voodoo.
The guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, president of Leaf Filter, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
Ask Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance Agency in Danville if auto owners make sense for you. Call me, Mark Dexter, or Chris Reitmeyer at 236-6686.
Now I'm grown up with my own family. It's Burke's Bakery, just the kids and me. We pick up some donuts and laugh and talk a while. A family tradition that still goes on. Baking as fresh as a clear spring morn. Old-fashioned goodness and hospitality. Burke's Bakery.
Main Street across from Constitution Square, Danville.
I didn't always understand harm reduction, but then I saw the impact. People are alive today because someone had Narcan. Families didn't have to bury their loved ones. That's what harm reduction is really about, saving lives and keeping our community safer. At Bull County Health Department Harm Reduction, we provide free Narcan, overdose education, fentanyl and xylazine test strips, syringe exchange, and HIV and Hep C testing. Because when we offer people tools to stay safe, we give them a chance to seek help when they are ready. A healthier, safer community starts with all of us. Call 859-319-7468. Together, we can save lives.
It's 2026, and Danville Bike and Footwear wants you to be ready for the new year. Get your bike ready to hit the roads and trails with $20 off our basic bike tune-up and $30 off our standard tune-up. And for those of you looking for fun runs, Danville Bike and Footwear hosts group runs every Monday and Thursday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Take charge of the new year with a new you and visit Danville Bike and Footwear, where adventure and comfort ride together. They're located downtown Danville, right next to City Hall.
Hey folks, Willie Baker here, Baker Auctions and Real Estate. Do you have an estate to settle or equipment to sell? If so, give us a call at 855-858-SOLD, 855-858-7653. Or check us out on the web at bidbaker.com. Bidbaker.com. Auctions and more can be found at bidbaker.com. Want more for your acre? Call Willie Baker at bidbaker.com. 855-858-7653.
What makes Whitaker Bank uniquely Kentucky? It's the friendly, expert care you'll experience every time you bank with us. Hi, I'm Lindsay Kolb, the Retail Market Manager at Whitaker Bank in Danville, Kentucky. Whether you're opening an account, planning for the future, or looking for a friendly face, we're here to make banking easy. Stop by or call us at 859-236-9822 to see how we put you first. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
It's coming your way, courtesy of our friends at Southern Heating and Cooling. Keep your home cozy with Southern Heating and Cooling. Your comfort is always their priority. They're veteran owned, they're firmly operated, and they're locally trusted. Go online, southernheatingcooling.com, or 859-324-2770. Sunny, 29's the high, 20's the low, and -2 is the expected wind chill today. It's at 4 right now. Tomorrow, 50-50 chance of rain and snow mixing together. Mostly cloudy, 43. Thursday, sunny and 42. Friday, mostly cloudy, 30's the high. Right now, it's 9:37 in the morning, 12 degrees. Wind chill is at 4. And we are happy to have on the show Ann Yeager with Stith Funeral Home. And to make this segment official, here's Jim Parman.
The following is a paid program.
Told you.
Oh, Jim.
Hello, Ann
I
Yeager.
miss Jim.
Yeah, what's going on with Ann Yeager today?
Well, I'm accidentally recording us right now, but now
Well,
I
that's
fixed
fine.
that.
We're always being recorded.
I know. Yeah, but no, on my phone.
No.
A couple of things. So we have pre-planning workshops, seminars that are coming up at the end of March, the last week of March, the 24th and the 26th. I'll have locations for you next week.
Okay, now these were what you started last year, right? Or was it 2 years ago?
We've done them for a couple of years now.
Okay, these are like the lunch and learns?
Yes.
All
So so it's just an opportunity to I explain a bunch of things, and it's a really good opportunity in a small environment. We usually have anywhere from 6 to 20 people there. And it's a really good chance for you to ask very specific questions. We've talked about everything from teacher retirement to veterans benefits to cemeteries to specifics about cremation to you name it. We answer all the questions.
Okay.
But so when people have very specific or insurance, we talk a lot about insurance, of course, and the different types of insurance. So we're going to start those in March, the last week of March, the 24th and
Okay.
the 26th, and I'll have the locations down and the specifics on that next week. We also have almost finalized the rest of our giveaway. Next month, we are giving away a knockbox.
Okay.
I'll have the specifics on that also. Like all these things are happening. It's the first of the year, and all the things are happening. I can't believe it's already
Almost February.
I know.
I mean,
How?
I mean, we're still 11 days away, but still, we're
How
in
is it already the 20th?
the back half of January, yeah.
How?
I don't know. Rebecca said she went to the gym today, and there was nobody in there.
Really?
So I started to think, we're late enough now in January
That people
to
have
where
already
people
given
don't
up.
care about their New Year's resolution. Like, how did we get to that point? How did we get to the
Already.
point where, like, we're already in the part of the month where people don't care about the resolutions anymore?
So you know what's funny is that is the time of year I don't go to the gym just because I don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there that you're having to fight through.
Right. And I don't want to have to fight for the
Well-
elliptical machines and that kind of thing because like when I like to go early in the morning.
Well, now's apparently the time you can go in, Yeager.
Okay. Yeah, usually it's like around Valentine's Day that tapers off.
Well, they've given up early this year.
Good to know.
She said I was the only one. She went to Bunny Davis. I was
Okay.
the only one in the gym today. The only one.
Really?
And that was at 8:15. That was an hour and a half ago.
I am surprised at that. I'm very surprised at that for some reason. But yes, it does seem insane that it's already January 20th. And I feel way behind already because, trying to keep up with all these things.
Yeah.
And Jared is going to come on in the next couple of weeks with me to talk
Okay.
about those workshops.
Cool.
And if you don't remember Jared, he's one of the newer members of our team. He started last year.
He's from Lincoln County, right?
Well, he went to Danville and he went to Lincoln, so he claims both.
Okay.
he went to I think he went to Boyle and to Lincoln, but I think
All right.
he graduated from Lincoln, so I think he claims.
Yeah,
Lincoln
Jared was on
more.
here.
He's been in
last year, late
Mhm.
last year.
And I told Brian about you giving him a hard time and calling him out.
I did.
Yeah,
What?
that he'd only been here once.
Oh yeah, he has only been here once. Jared's been here the same number of times Brian has. How long has Jared worked there?
Not quite a year.
Yeah. How long's Brian worked there?
Almost 10.
So Brian averages once per decade. He comes on the show.
I'll bring Brian back.
What did he say about that?
Brian's so laid back and easygoing. He was like, okay.
So.
Okay.
How many times has
Okay.
Joe been to the funeral home?
No, that's if he thought it, he would have completely thrown you back under the bus on that one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you have been a pallbearer for us last year.
I've been a pallbearer a couple times in my life.
Yeah. So, so we have that coming up, and let's see what else. I don't know. What else you want to talk about? There are all kinds of
Well,
things.
yeah. Well, I've got I've got an interesting story here that someone has.
What's the story?
And they want to know. I
Oh,
don't
is
know.
this Ask the Funeral Director?
Yeah.
Okay. My sister loves it when you do these.
All right.
Sarah thinks it's so funny just because she knows that I have no idea.
You have no clue what's coming. Well, I will say this: it's only 9:42, so we still have 18 minutes of the segment in. So, like, if there's other things you want to talk about,
now I want to know what the story is.
All right.
I'm nosy. I want to know.
So check out this story and what you think about this.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my uncle passed away last week, and we held the funeral a few days ago. When we reached the grave, we were all commenting on just how wide the grave seemed and how deep the hole was, as it seemed much wider and deeper than you would normally expect. Let's see. The funeral directors placed the coffin on 2 planks, which had been placed horizontally across the grave. Is that normal procedure?
It is.
All right. From what we can gather, the plank at the head of the coffin was not evenly distributed, and it slid into the grave, then causing the coffin to crash headfirst from above the grave right into the bottom, and it seemed to be lodged almost vertically in the ground headfirst. Ann Yeager is like cringing listening to this. This was extremely distressing, and the crowd was screaming and crying.
Yes,
This sounds like something from a movie.
It does.
To their credit, the funeral directors and gravediggers immediately went about it and dislodged the coffin so they could lay it down flat. Apparently, there was no damage to the coffin itself. However, I cannot say for sure, as it was not brought back out of the grave and had been partially covered. After about 5 minutes, they fixed him, and the priest returned and began to say the prayers that he would have said prior to the coffin being lowered in, and things went as expected after that. Following the prayers, the funeral directors and gravediggers were visibly shaken by this. I've struggled with sleep since this, and I feel a tightness in my chest every time I think about it. Other family members are feeling the same way. Has anyone ever had any previous experience with something like this? If so, what did you do? Does anyone have any advice for us? Ann Yeager's raising her hand. I do fear that some of us are possibly going to have difficult moments in future following this. At the final, most respectful moment of his life, this traumatic thing has happened. So what do you think about this?
They should have just opened the casket back up.
Well, okay, why?
That way you could see your loved one and make sure that he's fine. And
okay.
So I have had this. So now I've never, knock on wood, I've never had it happen at I did have a vault was being lowered one day, and it was it just went down too fast. It went down way too hard. But that's what I said to the family. But the whole thing was put together above ground, and that's what I said to the family. We will bring it back up, and we will open it back up, and you can see your loved one and make sure they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because you have to remember, the person in there is on a bed that is made of springs. So the person inside the casket's probably fine. They probably were just like, woohoo!
But like how?
However, that's how I imagine people.
How does the casket or the coffin, is that locked?
It's a casket.
Is it locked? I mean, how does it not open
they're
up?
Closing. No.
And then
no, that's movies. That doesn't happen.
I would say this doesn't happen in real life, but it just did. I just said it sounds like something from a movie.
No, but I had a family who dug a grave one day, who they dug it for a septic tank, not a casket. It was like 3 times as wide as my casket, and we should have walked the casket into the ground, except that these gentlemen were adamant about lowering it, and they had boards that were going across it that I was like, we can't even get and I had to tell my people to stand back because the person who dug the grave was adamant that this was correct, and I was like, no, it's not.
Well, we're not taking the fall for this.
This is not of my doing, even though I had told them exactly how wide and how long to dig it, and instead it was twice as long and 3 times as wide.
Yeah.
Literally, I tried to talk the gentleman in that family into walking the casket into the grave. That's how big it was. And they were like, no, we need the straps to lower it. And I was like, because the tension, it's just physics. When you stand above a grave that's 3 times as wide as it needs to be, and you try to pull the boards out, well, they dropped their father-in-law, is what happened. Yeah. So it didn't go vertical like what this is describing, but that casket was like this. It was on a slant. It was on a very serious slant. And then I had to talk them through it because they were all screaming and yelling. I was like, okay, first of all, everybody take a deep breath. But I had 8 men who didn't want to listen to the woman. That was the situation I was in. And I said, I can tell you how to fix this. And then we can open the casket. I can tell you how to open the casket back up, and we can check on him. By the time they did not want to listen to me, and they wanted to continue to use straps, I was like, just put your hands on already had 2 men in the grave. I was like, just put your hands on the casket, lift it up. Let's just be simple about this.
Yeah, so you're saying that they should have, once they got it situated, open the casket back up so everybody there can see, hey, look, he's okay.
If it went sideways, and I would have brought the casket back out of the ground, put it on the ground beside, not back on those. And if the grave was too big, then I would have put men down in the grave to help bring the casket down a gentler way. I have had to do that before when a grave was dug too big, or if a wall of, and you think it doesn't happen, but it does, because depending on our weather, I've had graves collapse where the wall of a grave fell down in and they had to dig it back out. I've had to ask families not to be too close to a grave to keep a wall from collapsing, and that's why. Because if the wall of the grave collapses and falls down into the grave, number one, we have to dig that dirt back out. And number two, it makes the grave that much wider when we're trying to lower someone. And this is generally, y'all, why we use our vault buggy mostly to lower caskets. And this is why, because it's safer.
Yeah.
And we don't normally have this problem. This is a rarity. So it's just not something. But if the grave were already too big, for whatever reason, there are multiple reasons why this can happen to a grave. Generally, the wall of the grave has collapsed and they've had to dig and when that dirt falls down into the grave, you have to dig it back out, which makes the hole that much wider.
Yeah, okay.
So, but that's why I say, generally, if that happens, I usually put someone down in the grave.
To take care of that.
Well, just so that they can guide things and hold on to the casket and make sure that it doesn't go anywhere that it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
Now, we had one man, I swear his casket jumped into the ground. Our backhoe slid just a little bit. We were low on a casket, and it slid just a little bit. But we all watched that casket, and it was almost like it jumped. It was the strangest. But I'm pretty sure that man just wanted back in that dirt. He'd grown up in that area. Pretty sure he wanted back in that fast.
Yeah, this is where he's from.
He jumped like I'd never, like that was the straight. We all just, it was one of those moments where we all just stood there and looked at each other. We were like, did that just happen? That wasn't even, that was the strangest.
Yeah.
But we're pretty sure that he was ready to be home. He'd been gone too long. He'd never been gone out of that area longer than that he was not one to be gone from that area.
Stiff Funeral Home, Ann Yeager joining us this morning here in the show. We'll step aside, come back. I've got a different question, Ann Yeager, someone has, about online memorials and the story that accompanies this. And is an interesting one. And this person, very dedicated to his family, wants to know how funeral homes go about monitoring their online memorial walls. You know, like their online obituary, you can leave a comment or whatever. So we'll talk about that coming up next here on The Joe Show on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. It's 9:50 in the morning on a Tuesday with Stiff.
My name is Casey Riggs. I'm from Rough River, Kentucky. I've sung all my life, started out in church, of course. From there, I sung any opportunity I could. I come to Studio G to develop my voice and, most importantly, confidence. I'm now part of a group called the Purple Vibes. We sing in local festivals, shows here at Studio G, and without Studio G, I wouldn't have that opportunity.
Studio G is the performing arts place. To learn more, call 859-734-4394. Studio G. The G stands for growth.
Don't be a dirty driver. You can shine on and drive on with a clean vehicle from the original Thoroughbred Car Wash in Danville on Perryville Road. The original Thoroughbred Car Wash has 6 self-service bays and 8 vacuums and a touchless automatic wash that washes, waxes, and blow dries for the spotless wash that you'll be proud of. Find the original Thoroughbred Car Wash in Danville on Perryville Road, just down from Big Lots. Open 7 days a week for your convenience.
Hi, this is Deanna Charles at the Danville H&R Block. As the original tax experts, H&R Block puts 70 years of tax knowledge to work for you, guaranteeing 100% accuracy in your max refund or your money back. And those other tax guys up the street say the same. Come see us at our brand new location at 101 Citation Drive in Danville, across from Boyle County Schools. We have a new office, but we have the same tax pros you've come to know. Walk in or make an appointment today and get the expertise you need this tax season at the Danville H&R Block. 859-236-3281. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantee. disease.
A few years ago, Steve Faircow's lungs were failing.
I don't think I had more than a couple weeks to live.
That's when Steve received a lung transplant made possible by an organ donor. Now Steve can do things he never imagined, like climbing 94 floors to the top of a skyscraper.
I never knew that breathing could feel this good. It's an incredible gift.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Catch the best of Sean Hannity, Saturday mornings 10 to 1 on WHIR.
Little new radicals for you here. It's 9:52 in the morning, and we've got Ann Yeager joining us this morning on a Tuesday with Stiff.
Good morning.
Yeah, and so here's the question. We left the cliffhanger with about online memorials. And so this person says, hi there. My cousin and his son were murdered 4 years ago.
Oh.
And I'm going to skip some of the details. For lack of a better term, the baby mama, I guess, of this is this guy's former girlfriend, I guess. He murdered her ex-lover and their son, okay? So she's in jail for murder. The estranged mom is. I assume was in jail for murder.
So wait, the baby mom...
She was at one point in a relationship with this guy and killed the guy she was in a relationship
daddy.
And their son together. And he was a little, I mean, again,
Sorry,
I don't want to...
trying to get this right.
Yes.
Make sure I got it.
But I'm trying not to get into the heartbreaking details of
Right,
all this.
no.
So this woman, the estranged
terrible.
mom, has been spamming the online memorial every day. Sometimes every hour in the past week.
Yeah.
Also something to note, last month she went missing, checked herself into a mental institution. I'm sure she's struggling. This person said, I don't doubt they're struggling. This person's struggling. Right. But the online memorial is not the place to vocalize it. It also clutters the page with repetitive messages, pages and pages before the actual messages. My aunt is going to see this, and it's going to cause a lot of pain to see the estranged mom's name on there. This woman left a terrible amount of mental and physical anguish to this poor little boy and my cousin. She ruined a lot while she could. The abuse case was dismissed when they were murdered, so she's out of jail. I asked the funeral home to screen the tribute wall. Was this an overstep? I don't want to have my aunt be in any more pain. This is terrible enough as it is. My aunt also paid for the funerals. The mom didn't have anything to do with paying for the tribute or anything. Will they need to ask her permission to screen it? For the record, the mom was not in his life very much and was on supervised visits, but my cousin was extremely careful with her. So let me apologize. It sounds like the woman did not murder them. They were murdered by someone, but this woman still caused a ton of anguish in these people's lives. Right. So the question is, online memorials, do you all monitor those? And how often have you had to get on and be like, all right, this isn't appropriate, delete, or whatever it may be?
Oh, we've had all kinds of things. So we have everything from people who have a vendetta or a dislike of the person who died to just the spammy ones. And there are these fake, we've had our page scraped and a fake live stream, quote unquote, set up. It wasn't real. It was trying to get you to pay.
On y'all's page, someone like...
So they scraped part of our obituary, created a fake Facebook page, Facebook link to a live, saying that it was going to be live streamed.
And you had to pay to watch it?
And you had to have a membership. It just crazy. And so then I have to put out that those are fake and that any live stream will go straight through my page. Or be shared on my funeral home Facebook page, not any other page. But we get notified. So I have to watch both my website and my Facebook page for the funeral home because people will leave either real or fake spammy messages. Like at one point we had someone who just kept posting on different obituaries, both on our website. And we think it's just someone, like when we went digging.
Just like a bot?
Well, we don't know if it was a real person or a bot. But either way, it was not a good one. Because some of the stuff was crazy. Some of the stuff was ugly. They would say, like, he was a terrible person. But they wouldn't. But there's no connection. They didn't know. like when we had to approach the family, but like we took them down. We take screenshots of everything, and then we take everything down. We delete everything. Anything that looks questionable or not right, we take a screenshot of first, and then we take it down, just so that we have a record of it, of what we've deleted.
Yeah, okay.
And then we've had some people. We've had some exes. We've had some. We've had some other things that I just never knew that I was going to have to be the online policing of comments.
Just another thing added to the list that you have to do as a funeral director.
And then some of them are like the scammy ones of, your profile looks so interesting. You know, those.
Send me a message.
Yeah, send me a friend request. And I'm like, when someone posted, prayers, sending love, and then, you get one of those as a reply to it. So, so my sister Sarah and I are the ones that mainly police those things. But like everyone at the funeral home knows to watch our comments. And usually if we haven't seen it, a family will bring it to our attention. And we can go in and delete it pretty much immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, we can usually get to it pretty quick. So, and we can take it down, and I can block people, and we went through a run not too long ago on Facebook where we just got hit by all those scammy spammer peoples, and we had like 15 of them, and like 15 different or Facebook pages hitting our page. Because once one gets posted, then
it alerts the spammer authorities for everybody else to post.
Hey, everybody posts. So like Sarah and I it took us 2 hours to go through all of them and get all of them blocked and shut down.
Yeah, we go through that too. Like when we live stream a game.
Yeah.
You'll see watch the game here for free. Watch the game here for free. Watch the game, and it's just different links, different people posting, trying to make you pay for something you don't have to pay for.
Right. Yes.
We're excited for what's coming up this year, the 100th anniversary of Stith Funeral Home and the giveaways, and we'll have more information about that next Tuesday with Ann Yeager.
Yes, I'll try to bring Jared in.
Yeah, bring him in, and we'll celebrate. A knockbox is what we'll be, giving away first, right?
Yeah, do you know what a knockbox is?
Yeah, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
Next of kin.
Okay, I don't specifically remember.
I'll put it down.
Oh, next of...
Knock.
Oh, and okay, next of kin.
There you go.
That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Look at that.
So if you have any jokes about it, it would be a knock joke.
Such a dad. You're such a dad joke guy.
So how are you giving away? Just real quickly, how is this? We don't have a minute. How are you giving away the knockbox? Is that going to be in February when you give it away?
Yes.
Okay, we're just kind of talking about it next week. All right.
Yes. I'll know all the specifics next week.
Ann Yeager with Stith Funeral Home, 236-2113.
You got it.
StithCares.com. Stith Funeral Home on Facebook.
You all have a great day and love on your people. Love you, Joe.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. It's good to feel the love. I love it. I like feeling loved. There's that sad music again. My time has come to an end of the Joe Show. Had a blast with you all on this Tuesday morning. Hoping that the start to your work day just a little more bearable. I'm Joe Mathis signing off. I'm back at you tomorrow morning, dark and early. Danville's one-stop shop for local news, local events, and local voices. The Joe Show. AM 1230 in the brand new 103.9 FM WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. It's 10 o'clock.
This is the talk of the town.